Hi everyone, I'm Deb Farnsworth. I'm the Christian Ed Coordinator at First Lutheran Church in DeKalb, and I'm here to share a little bit with you about what we have going on this summer that will be for mostly our kids, but we hope also to include a lot of adults in our lives, in our congregations and in our community. We'd love to have you part of it. So if you haven't already heard, we're sad to report that this year we will not be able to host a VBS program in the way that we have in past years. So we are excited though about what we do have planned, and so we'll share a little bit about that with you now. We are going to run an 8-week learning program that starts June 14th and ends on August 9th, like a Sunday to Sunday. Will be sort of featured around a Sunday morning Zoom group with the kids and their parents or other family members or other adults who are interested. And that time will be sort of similar to like a Sunday school time or something like that. We'll share the Bible story in one of a lot of different ways. Explain or demonstrate the craft that the kids will do on their own that week. Sometimes it'll be craft, sometimes maybe more like an activity. We'll share in a prayer experience together and maybe experiment with different ways of having prayer. Also possibly some meditation practice. And then other learning videos and things too. Sometimes learning about how things grow, how we share food, how we get food from the person all the way to the person who needs it, the person who's growing it to the person who needs it. So lots of learning and sharing. And that will be sort of our community time where we can talk together and ask questions and get good conversation going. And then the next piece of it will be on Wednesdays, sort of a continuation of something that we've been doing. You may have seen some of our Wednesday evening reflections. And so we'll continue that, but this time being centered around the theme of gardening, growing food, sharing food, and how that experience builds community and grows our faith, and how we're connected to God and to each other through that experience. The next thing that we hope to have a lot of fun with this summer will be our partnership with Bethlehem Lutheran Church and their garden that they have on property, which is a partnership garden with DeKalb County Community Gardens, and which provides fresh produce for the Feed My Sheep food pantry, which they host. So we're very excited to be working with them. That's a huge blessing, to be able to grow so much food and then also be able to have some hands-on volunteer experience for kids and other adults who would like to learn something new from that this summer. And that might also be the site of some of the pre-recorded learning that we do in our Zoom meetings in the mornings. So signing up to volunteer out of the garden will be another piece of our learning plan this summer. And then finally, this one is a little bit smaller. The kids will receive each in their craft activity packet a chart with stickers that they can track things like if they're saying their prayers every day, and if they are doing the activity or the craft that they've done or that we've planned, during our time. And then also we'll be really encouraging each other to reach outside of our homes, outside of our immediate families, and think of those people who could use a little love, a little connection, a little communication from us. Maybe it's a classmate that we haven't seen since we've been in shelter in place. Maybe it's a neighbor who lives by themselves. Maybe it's an extended family member. Any of those people, and in many different ways, maybe by letter, maybe by phone call, by dropping a basket of goodies off, any of these kinds of things. So we just want to really build that habit of thinking outside of our own daily needs and to the needs of others, and to continue to work at connection, even though we're in a time where that's really difficult to do, but it's still possible, and we're going to be creative and find ways to keep that going. So just a real quick overview then of some of the learning that we have planned specific to the kids, and this is the registration piece. So the ELCA has put out a VBS curriculum this year called On Earth as It Is in Heaven. And with their permission, we're borrowing a lot of the pieces of that for our summer learning program, including a lot of the thematic pieces and the Bible stories, some of the skits, and the theme in general, which fits in so fantastically with what we would like to work on this summer. So this is just a quick registration form that we hope to have in by June 1st so that we can order all of the craft kit supplies and then get them all built into personal kits to mail out to your homes before we start. And so if you would go ahead and indicate also t-shirt sizes on here. I have not finalized the availability of getting a t-shirt at the end, but we're hoping for that. I'm working on it and I'm optimistic. So go ahead and put that on there just for good measure. Then we'll have it. And also take a moment to indicate if you or your child would be interested in helping with a skit to teach a lesson one of the weeks, or to interview someone, or possibly be interviewed, or teach a lesson in some other way, or even just be the person who says the prayer one week, or read a Bible story or a Bible verse or something like that. We love it so much. It is so much fun when the kids participate in those things and really just bring their own voice to it. It makes it so much more meaningful. And so please be specific there. If you're comfortable with one thing and not another, just say that. That's all good. Everybody sort of has their own gifts that they bring to this. And then if you are interested as a family or would like more information about working in the garden, put that on there as well. The $20 that you see on there is really only needed if you're getting the craft kit and or t-shirt. They kind of go together. We hope for the t-shirts to be for people who are participating actively in the program in one way or another. So, and their families and the adults who have shared and things like that. So indicate those things, and then we don't have the good set up yet, but we will have the Give Plus app set up that you can do it that way and just email me your registration, or you can just mail it all to my home because I'm working from home mostly this summer. So it will save time if you mail it directly to me at home rather than to the church. It might cause a little bit of lag time between the time it arrives, someone sees it, and then I get it, and then that causes a few minutes or days extra that we don't want to lose when we're ordering things. So again, June 1st is our hopeful deadline on that, which is a little shorter turnaround time than we're used to for summer activities, but appreciate your flexibility and patience with us on that. We're all in kind of a strange situation here, winging it a little bit, to be honest. So anyway, so that's the information on the registration, and this will be available as a separate document on our website too, First Lutheran Church's website, which is www.firstdecalb.org. And it will be available there as well. And if you've been involved in VBS in the past, you will likely see an email that has all this information too, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. And then this is just a quick overview of the kinds of things we'll be learning and doing this summer. I won't take the time to go over that with you because you can read it, and but it just gives you some idea. It's flexible because if we have an opportunity to work with someone or do something really cool, we're going to make room for that. And so, but this is a good idea of what we have planned. And also just a note about the crafts and activities. We will be working with a wide range of ages and resources. And so most of these are set up to be able to reach the widest age range possible with some help from an adult or an older sibling. And probably each week there'll be a thing that we all do together on our Zoom call, or like the directions of it, that they will do independently during the week. But then there'll also be some other things that I just kind of send along that week, like a video of how to do this other cool thing that's related, but is more applicable to older kids. Or maybe there's a really cool video that's more appropriate for younger kids. So I'll send those things out as like additional resources, and you can use them as much or as little as what works best in your home. So that brings us to our information about the garden itself. We are so blessed this year to be working with Bethlehem Lutheran Church and the garden that they have on their property, which is a partnership garden with DeKalb County Community Gardens. And this is an opportunity for learning and volunteer service for our kids and their families and any individuals in our surrounding community to be connected through each other through the growing and sharing of food. And so what we will ask this year, given the circumstances that we're in, is that you sign up with me individually so that we can make sure that it's kind of one household at a time right now. There is some possibility that that will open up a little bit. And when that happens, we recognize that the comfort level with proximity might vary a little bit depending on individual circumstances and health and things like that. And so for the time being, we're going to just set it up that way where just reach out to me. We'll talk about what the weather is like and what kinds of work need to be done out there and what you're comfortable with, what you'd like to do, and set something up. And so we'll have a lot of fun with that. And if you don't mind, maybe we'll get some pictures and stuff and have some fun that way too. So just a couple of quick rules about that you would be asked to bring your own tools if at all possible. We'll figure it out if you can't. But that's one more small thing that we can do to be protected. And then also make sure that for everyone under 18 who's out there, that there's one parent or adult who's responsible for them. So that's just a couple of things. Again, you can indicate that on your registration sheet and reach out to me if you're interested in helping out with the garden. Okay, just finally then, a couple of notes here that you have all this information in other places in this little recording here, but just to have it all in one tidy place, a reminder that the information is available on the website at www.firstdekalb.org, and also that you can reach out to me personally with any questions or anything. Please don't hesitate at all. And we're asking, please, if you're interested in receiving the craft kit, to follow along with the weekly activities in the Zoom group, that you turn in that registration page by June 1st. Even if that means you send it to me and then the check comes later, or the deposit, the payment to the website or whatever comes later on, that's okay too. But just so that we can have a good idea about the numbers that we're working with and get those things ordered. So we're so excited about the interesting kind of work that we'll be able to do together this summer, and hope that many of you will be part of that in different ways. And until then, thanks for taking a few minutes to learn about what's going on, and take good care of yourselves, and God bless. Okay, bye.